Okay, good. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. So we have two new beginnings occurring for all of us on a collective basis at our Aquarius new moon that's coming up on February 8th. The first is the Sabian Symbology that's imbued at the degree point, the 19-degree Aquarius degree point of this particular new moon. Fascinating symbol, a large white dove bearing a message. Now, a lot of us are working through exponential levels of transparency, the release of any remnants of self-delusion, getting completely clear about ourselves, about various things in our lives, what's been going on. And this message here, a large white dove bearing a message, is talking about clarity descending. So after many months, in fact, over the course of much of 2015, many people were feeling quite stuck or confused, or there were many threads, possibilities, potentials, and there was no clarity about which direction to go. This is talking about clarity arrives. There's a different energy that is supporting movement. Now, we get into the new Chinese New Year. The red fire monkey begins on this new moon. So the actual point of the Chinese New Year with the new animal, the new energies that coming into play, takes place on the second new moon after the winter solstice. And this year of the fire monkey is so supportive of moving all of the insights, the intuitions, the ideas, the projects that have been wanting to come into play over the course of the last 12 to 24 months. So be prepared. This year is going to be active, clever, playful, adventurous, a bit of a trickster element at play, sassy. This is about being discerning. This is about going with the flow. This is about really owning your power, kind of stepping into a new state of confidence, which is very exciting. So we're all going to be fed by this fire monkey year. Now, one thing I want to mention before we move on is that the new moon symbol, a large white dove bearing a message, is interesting in that over the course of the summer, if you recall, we had two events that occurred at the 21-degree Leo point, and that symbol was a carrier pigeon fulfilling its mission. Interesting. We had Venus conjunct Jupiter at that point, and we had a new moon later in the summer at that same point. So we had then a carrier pigeon fulfilling its mission, and now here we are 6 months later, a large white dove bearing a message. So don't be clear and don't be fooled. This is a time of clarity. It is at hand for you if you take it, if you sit, if you become still, if you meditate. There is information that can come to you now. It's a ripe time for you to, one, gain clarity, and two, move forward like the monkey. Leo, so welcome to your I Ching coin throw. So I'm pulling your I Ching hexagram live this month. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and it feels good to do this at the beginning of 2016. This microcycle, so I pull the Sabian symbol to look at the storyline that's underpinning the collective cycle, and then I pull the I Ching to tune into the microcycle for, in this case, Leo-centric scope people. So we're tuning into that demographic. So let's see what's coming up for you. This one was kind of a funny throw. They went all over the place, but still good. So it's all tails. So Leo, there's two sides to the coin. Each side has a different value. Tails have a value of 2. You got 3 tails. Heads have a value of 3. And for those of you familiar with the I Ching, when you throw the coins, there are 2 categories of lines. There are simple lines and there are transforming lines. There are simple solid lines and there are simple broken lines. There are transforming solid lines and there are transforming broken lines. I only really tap into the core I Ching hexagram that comes forward. So I'll explain a little bit more when it comes up. So for example, the 6, so each tail is 2, it equals 6. That's a broken line, but it's a broken line that's transforming. If I were doing a private reading, I would record that transforming line, because what happens is the transforming brings up 2 hexagrams versus just 1. But for these general readings, what I do is I pull up the core initial hexagram. So here we have a head, a tail, and a tail. Leo. We have 2 heads and 1 tail. And 1 more for Leo. And the same. So I'm just using, you can use any coins for this, for those of you interested. I just happen to have 3 50 cent or 50p coins from the UK, and that worked out perfectly. So let me show you. So let's build your hexagram. So you can see here that there's 2 trigrams that make up the hexagram. So let's take a look. So the name of this trigram, this lower trigram, is Ken. And the name of the upper trigram is Kun. And I am confident I am not pronouncing these correctly, but you get the general idea. So we have Kun above Ken. And that is 15. Humility. Leo, so let's go ahead and pull your spread. I am this month using my fabulous Bral Talej deck. I'll put a link down below the video. So for those of you interested, you can go onto their website and purchase the deck. This was developed, firstly, let me say, this was one of my first profound decks. I had had tarot decks before, but this deck was unquestionably the most profound deck. It moved me the most. It was the most insightful. It was the most powerful. So I met this deck at the appropriate time for my own emerging power. But the deck itself is quite strong. And yeah, it's a very strong deck. It was developed in a northern Italian community by the name of Damanier. It's internationally known, and by now many people have heard of it. I've been there. It's innovative, it's otherworldly, it's fabulous. And the artwork on here, you'll see, was artwork that the founder, Falco, created. He did not create it for the deck, but Shama Viola, the woman who received the insight to create this deck, wanted to use his artwork along with the symbology, this ancient language symbology. So there's many aspects that's quite powerful to this deck. So Leo, let's take a look at what situation, circumstance, or event is likely to be coming forward for at least the majority of awakening Leo-centric scope people. Beautiful. I might pull another card for you. I did this for, I think it was Taurus as well, because not many cards came forward. For you, the center section here, the main theme for you over the course of this Aquarius new moon cycle of time, Leo, is about traveling. You might be either thinking about traveling, planning a trip, or you might be going. You might have already planned it, and this month you're actually going away somewhere. The faraway card does tend to talk about, I mean, it could be overseas. It could be not just a trip, but something really at a distance from you. And look at this. I mean, look at this. So at the foundation of the spread is going. So it's like you chose, it's like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And what I'm getting a little bit from this reading is that there was perhaps for some of you almost a rebellious kind of, I'm deciding, I'm going to go, you know? So almost maybe the far away was something you've been considering for a while. And now it's like, you know what? I've made up my mind. I'm choosing it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going for it. And I have to say, Leo, you spiritually, this came up in the spiritual sector, you are regenerating yourself. You are moving through a portal of birth. Now, I will tell you that many signs, in fact, probably every sign I've read so far, is moving in a great, rapid, it's like we are the compost soil of the difficulties of the last several years, and finally there's new growth. That's what I want to tell you. This feels very juicy for you. So you are in a spiritual place of new connections, like you're germinating and you're sprouting spiritually. You're sprouting. You've decided to go someplace far away. Now, it could very well be, for some of you, emotionally, that you've chosen to either keep your plans a secret or keep your plans carefully guarded, almost like a flame that you want to guard, because whatever decision, the birth that you're going through feels sacred. It is sacred. So you are birthing at a very deep and profound level for some of you out there. This is a general reading. This is not going to apply to all people. But I do tend to, I have to say, these scopes are, really directed toward people who are on a deep soul evolutionary journey and who are awake to it. So, Leo, I have to say, tremendous reading. I mean, you are emotionally, you're feeling, what I get from this is very positive. It's like you're being protective of your sacred journey. Whatever this journey is for you, whether the journey is like a retreat of some sort or a course of some sort, it's going to feed you. And it could be very spiritually oriented, and thus you're keeping it quiet, you're keeping it to yourself, so to protect that sacredness and not have those that aren't at your same energy or mindset, dismiss it. Nobody wants that, nobody needs that, right? So let me do this. I'm not doing this, I have to say, I'm not doing this for all these signs, because I'm keeping these kind of, with the I Ching pull, I'm making these more efficient, a little more to the point. But just to pull up a little more information on this particular oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. You know what? I'm going to keep those. Look at this card. Protecting treasure. Flew out of the deck. Also, Deep Freeze flew out of the deck. Now, Deep Freeze, if you listen to any of the January scopes, Deep Freeze came up for a couple of them. It's about hibernation. So, protecting treasure, 39. Let me read that. I mean, come on. How... That's what we were just talking about. Amazing. Protecting treasure. Let's take a look. You are always protected and divinely directed, upright. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level, you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound no matter the fluctuations in the world. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. Nurture that which you hold dear. I just lost my place. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aims. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. I love that for you, Leo. I am so happy I chose to pull that. It is absolutely, completely aligned with that, because this hibernation that you've been going through is generating this new birth of self. It is moving you to new places, to new vistas. You are deciding to take action and make your move. Let's pull an angel card for you. This is from Findhorn. These are fabulous cards, simple but delicious. I lived in this community many years ago for a little bit, for a short time, and it was a delight, utterly. And these cards, although simple and small, are powerful. What wants to come for Leo? Wow, look at this. Love. You know, by you stepping into your alignment, by you generating anew, by you deciding with your free will to go on your journey, to go to faraway lands, to go on this new adventure, this travel. You are perhaps falling in love with life, with yourself, with people in a new way. Be in a state of love. The angel card is the guidance. So it's be in a state of this place of love, of deep allowance, of deep understanding of the beauty of it all. Wow, Leo. So let's look at your Dakini now and see which embodiment will optimally serve your growth over the course of the cycle. Beautiful. Leo, so let's move now to your Dakini Goddess. This is pulled from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle. And I pull this final component to bring forward the embodiment. Who are you to actually become over the course of this month in order to walk it? What quality set are you to embody to actually walk it with least effort and maximal flow? This month you are receiving number 61, Crone Lamo. This is a very powerful Dakini. This is what Penny writes. She is the grandmother deep within the earth. She brings earth magic with the fire that penetrates, transforms, and dissolves. Crone Lamo is the archetype of the witch, the hag, the grandmother, who is both powerful and frightening, for she is deep and ancient and sees all. I am going to read two components here from Penny. One is the Dakini transmission for Crone Lamo. The other is her affirmation for you. The transmission is this, Leo. Call me witch, or call me crone, as I sit on my bone throne and stir the pot of all your days. I can see inside your ways. So even if you groan and moan, there is no way you can atone but to surrender all you own and open up to me to set your spirit free. This is a truth telling. This is the get deep, get real, see clearly archetype. This is your affirmation for Crone Lamo. I am one with my ancient self. There is nothing to lose. There is nothing to fear. I embrace my own inner knowing. Leo, on that note, I wish you an exceedingly powerful month ahead. A reminder for any couples out there that I'm having an $88 special couples relationship spread personalized video, along with a free offering throughout the entire month of February. It is the archetypal profile for relationships. So the free offering is the profile that looks at the archetypal stories that live between you and your partner. So for anybody that orders their private video couples reading, I will provide a free relationship archetypal profile throughout the month of February. A great offer. I wish you a beautiful month. Talk to you soon. Bye.